I know you're there, but right now I can't see or hear you, Ash.
Oh, you can't see me either?
Your face is frozen. I can hear you now.
Well,
Oh, there
oh,
we go. Whoa. Okay, it's doing stuff. That looks better.
okay, so we're good, we're good.
Video's still choppy, but yeah, we see you, we hear you.
Okay, well, welcome back, everyone. Happy Worldwide Microdosing Day. One of the best days to really embrace the wonderful medicine that we get to use every single day. You know, the medicine of miracles, of magic. Yeah, so I was curious to who was going to show up to talk on mushrooms today. And really, I guess the biggest thing that I want to share with you guys on it, other than what you already know, which is that it's miraculous, another one of these M words that gets me so super excited, is that microdosing can be something that affects different people in different ways. So, you know, some people build up a tolerance over time to these things. Others, like myself, can take really tiny amounts, no matter how long we've been working with the medicines, and it can put us into the shamanic state. You know, some who are taking working with microdoses may be taking them on a protocol schedule, like 5 days on, 2 days off. Others are taking it twice a day. Some people never take a day off. Some people take long periods of time without it before they're called back by their intuition. And so I guess I wanted to just bring it to each of you, the one question of, you know, do any of these protocols actually resonate with you, or is microdosing something that you do normally just through intuition? I know that many of you here already know me and my teachings and how it is I work with this medicine, working with the moon cycles, working through my intuition. But there are so many scientific protocols out there, and whenever we're very blessed here that with all of the new businesses that are starting, oftentimes we get to try a lot of the products, and each comes with its own protocol. School, learned hundreds of dietary theories, and the most important takeaway of it for me was that we're all so different, and that what works well for one of us, it doesn't work for everybody, and they're not always sustainable because we're ever changing, right? Like, for example, when I was first getting sober in 2014, working with mushrooms again for, you know, another time in my life, because I had taken a long break, and I was working strictly with the heroic dose. No way would I take anything less than 5 grams of dried psilocybin. It was some intense therapy, and while integration was a very important aspect to me, and I would take the 5 days, 6 days to integrate, you know, I was working with these medicines quite often, at least one day out of the week. Sometimes both days of the week, and both Saturday and Sunday, depending on, you know, if I was trip sitting or hosting a field trip of sorts. Yeah, and really just how I was feeling. By that point in time, I had already been sober for quite a while, so I was using mushrooms for maintenance and for direction on purpose. I had done some traveling by that point. I didn't know how to integrate that into regular life, you know, much like people feel with working with these medicines, where, you know, it's an experience is only a little tiny part of it. You know, there's so much that comes before and after. So that brings to another point of contemplation. That's what is your intention when working with these medicines? What do you hope to gain out of it? And what are you willing to surrender for that outcome? What are you going to sacrifice in your own life? Nothing is for free. That's why there's always like this point of discomfort. Sometimes it's a yawn, sometimes it's a ego death, sometimes it feels like you're actually physically dying. There's always something that you need to pay for it. And oftentimes the mushrooms are there to help us figure out what work is ours to do, but then we're stuck with being super sensitive in the regular world until we learn to harness the power and do the integration work and actually start putting into action the work that is ours to do. Start taking steps, even if you're not ready yet, even if you don't know what's going to come of it. This is all really important teachings. And I think from experience that the intention changes from time to time. It changes depending on your setting. It for example, doing a ceremony on a full or new moon versus hanging out with your buddies or your family, and you just decide to take a couple grams, or somebody at an EDM concert. So there's a lot of different intentions. And I think a like diet, the intentions change depending on where we are in life, depending on how many times we've worked with the medicine, depending on the conversation, the language, how much the language barrier either connects us or keeps us, I guess, questioning, and curious versus getting the full insights. And I think it depends on where you are with your own health, with the other environments that we have, like our mental and physical and emotional, energetic. There are many different environments is for us. And oftentimes now when I microdose, the intention for the most part is just health and happiness. Being more present in the moment. I find microdosing is great for that. When you're taking these big doses, you're taking for a ride, right? It's out of this world. Sometimes it's a ride inside yourself. But when we're microdosing, we're an active participant in the experience. And so I think in that we have this opportunity to become more present, to enjoy the gifts that are given to us, to be our better selves more often, so that we can finally and officially sustain a better mindset and way of living and mindfulness that once established becomes the dominating thoughts in our mind over the default mode network, which can keep us stuck and is often cluttered with things and behaviors that we no longer need, no longer serve us. So yeah, these were some of my takeaways on microdosing. There are a few other new and goods, a haircut. Tristan and I have been doing some bonsaiing in the front yard here with some cedar trees, and while doing the beautiful cedar bonsais, which are not complete yet, but we'll show you when they're done. And there's 2 of them, and when doing that practice, I realized I wanted to let go there too. And we've been doing a lot of work in the gardens as well, making sure that we're also contributing, giving to the wildlife here that's going to be helping us later on in the year. I know pests, animals and bugs and things like that getting in the way of people gardening. And I don't want that to ever deter you. There's so much abundance that you can give and live harmonious. They're not here to take from you. They're here to help you too. And I'm looking forward to sharing the progress in these gardens and all of the good things to come in this way too. But for now, I am going to let you guys go. It's an overcast day. I've got many things on my to-do list. And I'm laughing because the next couple weeks are crazy. A lot of stuff on the road. So I'm really looking forward to staying in contact as much as possible. If you guys need anything, just contact me. You know how. All right. I love you all so much. Bye for now.